I want to talk about my opinion on the real reason why people have a hard time getting over things. My opinion on the reason why people have a hard time getting over things in this particular world is because for a lot of people, there is no resolve. There is no restitution for a lot of people. And when you have no restitution, and what does restitution mean? It means the restoration of something lost or stolen to its proper owner. When you have no restitution, then it's hard to get over it, because it's not always about the person who took it from you. It's the fact that the way this world operates is about who has the most money, who has the most power in this type of world. And so a person who don't really have that level of clout, the type of resources and network that some of these other powerful people have, then it causes you, it's hard to let go. It's hard to move on. Because yeah, you can move on and you can live a decent life, but you're going to live a decent life knowing that other people can take from you whatever they want to take if they have the power to take it. And it's nothing you can do about it. Just move on. I'm going to tell you something. You ain't moving on. I want to say this about Monique, and I'm going to talk about myself. I ain't feeling Monique ever since she did this. She did an opening act for Cat Williams. I'm tired of her telling black women to kiss up to black men. And let me tell you something. Monique is out for herself. People keep talking about, well, I heard one lady talk about, Monique, you ain't getting the money. He's not going to pay you. He doesn't want to talk to you. And by him, I mean Tyler Perry. But I do feel like she is getting her money. I feel like she is getting her restitution. She's doing it by doing exactly what she's doing. Here's what I got to say about Monique, and this is why I started this video. I don't feel like, and another lady said this too, but I've been feeling like this. Monique is not for the people. Monique is, she can talk about how black women are criticizing her and black women just wish they had the love that she had. Well, I would like for women, black women, so-called black women, and just women and people in general to have the love within instead of waiting for it to come from somebody else, because people are flawed. So if you want that kind of real love to come from somebody else, and that's what makes you, then it could be taken away because people are flawed. So it's really best to learn how to have the love within first. And then if something shows up on the so-called outside, which there is no exterior, but that's how, that's how it's presented to us. We look at it as it's something on the outside when it's not on the outside. But the real love should come from within. And then if it shows up as somebody else giving you love, then that's how it shows up. But just to say you wish you had that kind of love that me and Sydney have, no, they need to find the love on the inside that don't have nothing to do with an opposite person, that has nothing to do with their mother, has nothing to do with their father, has nothing to do with their husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever it is, or their friends. That's a mistake, thinking that the love is going to come from something else outside of you. The same way some people say you should never worship something else outside of you, you should never look for love from something else outside of you that you perceive to be on the outside. It should always come from the inside. That's one thing I have from Monique, that she worships the black man too much. I'm sick of the worship of the black man. No other culture is worshiping their group of men the way the black women worship the black men, yet the black woman gets the least from black men that these other cultures are getting, but they are not worshiping their men the way the black women worship the black man. Now, the reason why the black woman is programmed, and I will say programmed to worship the black man, because it's deeper. It is spiritual. It's deeper. So the other women in the other cultures are not programmed in that way, because those groups of men are not doing anything spiritually. The black man, I see black men in other dimensions all the time. I ain't paying attention to what happened in the physical. I see them in what you call the spiritual all the time. And I see that they are sacrificing so-called black women to ascend. Whatever their view of ascension is, it's not up for me to agree with whatever they think ascension is. I don't care, and I'm not trying to disagree with whatever they think ascension is. I'm not trying to disagree with that. I'm not trying to put my opinion on what the soul is and what the spirit and all this. I'm not trying to put my opinion on that. I'm just going to say what I see in the spiritual. Whether I believe it's right or wrong, I don't care about my opinion on what they are doing. I'm saying what I see in the spiritual, and they sacrifice black women. Other groups of men are not in the spiritual, so-called trying to climb on top of the heads of their women in order for them to ascend spiritually. Black men, I see them in the spiritual realm doing that to black women. But you should be able to see in the physical realm too, with Black Lives Matter. You should be able to see that, even in the physical. Okay? Now, here's what I want to say. This is a small channel, so I'm going to feel free to say it, because this is a tiny channel. That this video probably won't get 100 views, and so I feel more free to say whatever it is I got to say. Monique ain't happy with her life the way she act like it is, and I don't care about the dynamics of her relationship as far as her man being with other women and open relationship. I ain't talking about that. I believe deep down, Monique feels that being with this man has effed up her career. Here's what I was thinking earlier. I'm like, when did her and Sydney did she get married? When the Parkers started. The Parkers. I'm looking stuff up as I'm talking. The Parkers with Monique. Parkers, Monique. And I want to look at when she got married, because I feel like her career was doing quite well. The final episode date was 2004. The first episode date was August 30th, 1999. And the final episode date was May 10th, 2004. Okay, let me look up something. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need to talk so I'm not quiet too long. Okay. When did they get married? Okay, hold on a second. I'm trying to go somewhere because I feel like, I don't know if there was many complaints about Monique being difficult during the Parkers. Let me see. When did... Okay, it's saying Monique wedding date was 2006. I'm going somewhere. It could be wrong. I'm not going to dig too deep into it. But it says her marriage date was 2006. Is that when she got married to Sydney? It seems to me like Monique was doing well in her career. If somebody complained about Monique, it seems like nobody complained about Monique being difficult until she got with this dude. Okay? I'm seeing the downfall in her career when she got married to Sydney. And when she allowed Sydney to manage her. I've seen the downfall in her career. And the problem I have with Monique is that anytime she hears a brown woman or so-called black woman talk about this, she feels like that they are jealous of her relationship because we don't have the love that she has. See, she is, what do you call that? She's not talking about the point. What's the word for that? Because sometimes I know the word, and then when I'm talking about something, I forget. She's going around the actual issue. I did not see the downfall of this lady's career until she allowed this man to manage her. I haven't, how often, I mean, it seems like with her whole purpose is telling black women to worship black men. I'm sick of her using, when we see things like this, you use your marriage to say, well, we jealous that we don't have what you have because some of us might not be married and we're only jealous that we don't have what she has. You're dancing around what's obvious here. Everybody's not jealous of you. You're dancing around what's obvious. I feel like Monique is always going to be uneasy because she deep down, I don't even think it's deep down, but I'm just going to say she deep down realizes that her career failed because of being with this man and allowing this man to manage her. Her career has fallen since then. And I believe that she realizes that. And I believe that is a real reason. Don't get me wrong. I feel like what Oprah did by inviting her mother on the show without even talking to her, I feel like that was wrong what Oprah did. I would be pissed. I feel like whatever beef the problem she might have had with Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, I feel like it's justified. I feel like it's justified. Let me just say that. But the problem is, let me say this. The other people in Hollywood have some issues with mofos too. When you messing with Hollywood, and I ain't in Hollywood, but you can probably talk to anybody in Hollywood, Halle Berry, Beyonce, whoever you want to talk to. They probably can tell you some more mess they done been through, that they got stories for days that go beyond whatever Monique is saying. That's not to say that Monique shouldn't tell her story, even though somebody else might have gone through something worse though. My point is that Monique has not thrived. And the reason why she cannot get over it is because she's not creating anything. This man is holding her back. Like, she ain't moving because of him. She ain't moving. She's not moving. I'm seeing the downfall of her. After she got married to him, I'm seeing her downfall. Even her talk show, she had a talk show. She ain't have that no more. I don't know what happened with it. I'm just noticing the downfall. Now, it could be other reasons why the talk show stopped. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying I'm noticing things went downhill. And I feel like she cannot forgive, even though it's justified in her being upset with what they did. I feel like it's completely justified and they not going to apologize. Oprah has probably done a lot worse to other people. Not saying that just because she's done worse, it's not to say that Monique should not speak on her truth, though. My point is that she ain't apologized to their behinds either. That's my point. And you know what? Another lady brought this up. I forgot the name of her page. It's like 4 letters, MN, MW. I don't know the letters. But anyway, she said Monique has probably done a whole lot of people wrong. And did she apologize? Are those people still looking for apologies? And did she apologize? So you constantly waiting for somebody to apologize to you because they did you wrong, but mostly because they're powerful people in the industry that you want something from them. And they're never going to give it to you. But at the same time, how many people have you done wrong that you refuse to apologize to? I feel like she wrong for telling black women to learn to suck a dick. To suck a D. She wrong for that. I feel like that was dead wrong what she said. She did a performance. And in the end of her performance, she said that she asked this lady, how does she manage to keep her marriage for 45 years? Now, this woman could have told her a lot of things. What was this? Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that's something else. I'm sorry. This woman who was married for 45 years could have told her a lot of things. But the one thing that Monique appears to get out of it is that she learned to suck a D. And so she said, black women, this is what I got to tell you. Learn to suck a D. That's how you stay in a successful marriage for 45 years. You learn to suck a D. That is her wisdom to black women. I'm tired of her talking to black women like that. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to defend black women. I'm almost disgusted with a lot of the ones that I just happen to see publicly that have the platforms that she have. I'm just kind of disgusted with them. Because I said this on my Divine Beingness channel, that she said that she saw this elder at the airport, this elderly man, elder. He's older than her, so she says he's her elder, right? And she said, I agree with everything you said, but it's one thing that I disagree on, and is that you didn't go in on Oprah enough. That's what he said. He said that she did not go in on Oprah enough, and he said he had so many curse words that he felt like Monique should have had for Oprah, and he feel like she did not go in on Oprah enough. And she walked over to the stage to this young man, I guess, that was sitting in the front row in the audience on the opening night of The Dark Matter. And she said, let me tell you something. When the elder speaks to you, you listen. Okay, everybody might not agree that just because somebody is older doesn't mean they're elder, but that's not the point. The point is that she sincerely gave advice that she felt like she knew. I mean, your advice might not be correct, but it's sincere. It's coming from a good place, though. And guess who she was talking to? A young black man. When she sincerely felt like she was giving this person wisdom, she was talking to a young black man. But the advice that she had for the black woman, from a woman who was married for 45 years on how to have a successful marriage, her advice for the black woman was to learn to suck a D. This black, Monique, I'm sorry, you hate black women. You hate black women. You ain't gonna keep hating somebody like that. You gotta stop that. I mean, I'm turned out from Monique after that. I'm tired of her black male worship. I'm sick of. She went on a rant to about 2 minutes about how she appreciate the black man. Black man, we appreciate you. Black man, we love you. Black man, we appreciate you. But she just literally has nothing decent to say about a black woman except for people like Eartha Kitt and Hattie McDaniel and who else? Other people. But other than that, she has nothing really decent to say about a so-called black woman. I don't care if her black mother let her down. I don't care if Oprah let her down. That doesn't mean that you keep tearing down other black women the way you do. If you just indifferent, you don't like them, leave it alone. But just, your advice is for black women to suck a dick. If that's the only advice you can give black women, just leave black women alone. Just leave them alone. Because that just shows how much you hate black women. Because that's not what you would say. If you had advice for white women, yeah, you would tell your jokes. Don't get me wrong, she vulgar. And she'll tell her jokes to white women too. But if she was to give advice to white women, she would probably have better things to say than to suck a dick. Oh, because the complaint about black women is they're over-sexualized. Okay? The complaint is that black women are over-sexualized. That's what a lot of black men are complaining about now, huh? They're over-sexualized. See, you can't win for freaking losing. So a lot of black women suck dicks. That ain't keeping them happy in a marriage. That's not getting them married either. So a lot of black women sucking dicks these days. Now, I want to talk about myself real quickly. When people in general have a hard time forgiving, well, not forgiving, but letting things go, it's because there's no restitution. It's not necessarily just what they did. There is no restitution. When your uncle molests you or whoever molests you at the age of 13 or the age of 11, and you have to every doggone holiday see his behind at the table because nobody cares about your pain, it's not about you just need to let it go. There's never any restitution for what you had to go through. Nobody cares. There's no justice. Here he is just eating up all the barbecue, being all happy, everybody laughing at him, and here you are suffering, having to sit at the table and look at his behind, and nobody gives a damn. And when you speak up, they say, shut the hell up. Oh, but just get over it, though. You might not talk about it, but you ain't over it because there is no restitution. But here's what else I have to say about that, too. Here's what else I got to say. It's also because there's many of opportunities to do something. And sometimes we are afraid to step out. Okay? We have an opportunity to have our own production company. We have an opportunity to have our own business. We are so afraid. I'm saying we in general as just people. We are so afraid of things. It might not work out. Well, this shit right now ain't working out either because you can't let shit go. So obviously that ain't working out because you can never let the shit go. But people don't step out. And when you're not busy in the things that make your soul happy because of the fear of things not working out and you don't know how, where do I start? Then that is, for me, that's more of a reason why there is a lot of anger and a lack of releasing. Because mofos ain't about to apologize. They ain't about to apologize. And why? All of us have done something to somebody else and we have not apologized for it. It's not necessarily about that. That don't mean that you go and let them go talk to them. I'm about to run out of time. But anyway, okay, I'm going to re-upload another video. Okay.